You wanna make sure to take up Fraser. Fraser! Fraser! Fraser. Let me start that over. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here. Today we're gonna do something really fun, something I have not done before, but I get asked a lot all the time, and that is how I do my makeup. Today is gonna be really fun because I'm gonna take you step by step on my makeup that I do for when I have a photo shoot or a video shoot, or I'm shooting one of my vlogs. So it's natural, but a little bit heavier, and I'm gonna take you step by step and tell you why I do everything. So if you're a beginner, I'm gonna tell you exactly why we do things so you can understand how to apply it to your own bone structure and really play with it and learn how to create the look that you're trying to create. So I can't wait to get started. Let's jump in. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is use an eye cream. I love to use an eye cream because it really hydrates under your eyes, and especially if you're gonna be outside for a long time, it helps prevent caking. It helps with dark circles, and it really just moisturizes that sensitive area under your eyes. Now, the next step that is crucial if you're gonna be outside for a long time is to make sure you use a primer. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of foundation you use, you're gonna wanna prime your skin. So I already washed and dried my skin with a gentle cleanser, and then I put on some moisturizer that had sunscreen in it. That is also crucial. You wanna make sure to always have sunscreen on your face. Now that our skin is primed, I will link all of this makeup down below. If you have any questions on what I'm using, it'll be down below. So after that, we are gonna jump right in to foundation. Now, if you need your makeup to stay all day long, all night long, if you're gonna be shooting outside, or if you're going out with your friends, you're gonna be dancing, you wanna make sure to get something that's gonna stay all night. There's no point of putting all this makeup on and having it fall off. So I love Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I'm just gonna pick a little bit up on my beauty blender and start dotting it around your face. Now you wanna make sure to use a damp beauty blender. So with the beauty blender, you just wanna make sure to dab. Never pull it across your face. Just dab, dab, dab in little motions. Another tip that I have for you is that when you are doing your makeup, make sure to give yourself plenty of time. You never wanna be rushed, because a good makeup look is extra blended, and blending takes a little bit of time. You know, it would be a lot easier for me to put this on my hands and just rub it on my face real quick, but it's not gonna sit on the skin properly. It's not gonna stay as long as you want, and it's not gonna look as natural as you want. So bring it right under your jawline. Make sure to blend your jawline for sure. And then where I said above, don't drag it around. I do kind of drag it on my neck because that helps to blend it into nothing. It does make it appear a lot thinner, make the formula a lot thinner. So that's why I like to do it on my neck, to go from full coverage to nothing on my chest. And don't forget to blend it into your ears and into your hairline. The point of makeup is to not look like you have too much makeup on. It's to really enhance your natural beauty. So now that we have foundation on and it's kind of sitting, it's setting, you do want to make sure to work fast if you're using a long wear formula, because it will dry on your skin relatively quickly and be really hard to blend. So make sure that if you're not quite used to it, how I kind of dabbed it all over my face, you can go in patches. So you can just do your cheek first, and your nose, your other cheek. One thing that's important to remember though is you want to have the fullest, heaviest coverage in the center of your face, and then blend out to the thinnest coverage around your face and your neck. Next step is using a concealer. My favorite is the Tarte Shape Tape. I've been using it for years. It is definitely a holy grail product. Now, the Shape Tape does dry really fast on your skin. So how you'll see some girls with the pictures on Instagram that they have all these stripes and dots all over their face. Be careful doing that if you're a beginner, because once it dries, it's gonna be really hard to blend. So you can definitely work in stages. You can do one eye and then another eye, blend it, and then everywhere else. I'm gonna show you what I do on one side. So I bring it up my nose just a little bit. That's gonna help contour your nose. Up under your eye, and I bring it all the way down to the bottom of my nose. And then what's left, I just make little streaks right here. And then we're gonna blend that out. And I use my same beauty blender. Make sure you get really close to your eye. Up in the corner of your eye. Down to the bottom of your nose and up. Now, this is what I like to do because of the shape of my face. You need to make sure to enhance the shape of your face. How my cheekbones are very angled right here, so I do a pretty serious triangle. If you have more flat cheekbones, you're gonna wanna go a little more flat across your face. Again, the point of this is not to make your face look different, it's to highlight the areas that sun would naturally hit. So that's on top of your cheekbones. So we're gonna do this side. And then I'm also gonna put a little bit right here on my forehead, down my nose, a little bit over my lip, and a little bit on my chin, as if the sun is coming right down. And when you're picking a concealer, I like to go about 1, possibly 2 shades lighter than my skin, because it acts as a double duty concealer and highlighter. If you do have a lot to conceal, you can use 2 different concealers and get one that's more close to your skin tone and conceal the problem areas, and then use a lighter one as your highlighter. I also make sure to get my nose, because again, if it's allergy season and you're gonna be touching your nose a lot, you wanna make sure to keep that makeup on your skin. Now, whatever's left on the sponge, I'm gonna prime my eyelids with, and you can go under your cheekbones with whatever is left over, because the point of a contour is to look like a shadow. So we're gonna make a shadow right under our cheekbone, and to define that even more, we're gonna lighten it up right above our jawline. So if you're gonna be using a cream contour, this is where you would do it. I personally don't use a cream contour because I've not found one that I really love. But if you are gonna use it, you go down your cheekbones and around your hairline, just wherever you'd contour. I'm gonna wait and set my concealer. This is a setting powder that I got from Walgreens the other day. I think it's $8. And so far I love it. So if you want a more natural look, you can just use a small brush like this and put this translucent powder anywhere that you put that concealer. So I put it under my eyes, put it on my forehead, down my nose, chin. So now that you set your concealer, I am gonna go through with a sponge. You can use your beauty blender, you can use these cheap makeup sponges, and I'm gonna take a little bit of product and heavily put it under my eye. Do you see that? And sometimes this is called baking. I will do a whole nother video about baking because there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. But the point of this right here is that sometimes when you do your eyeshadow, you will have eyeshadow fallout, so the dark colors will fall onto your face. So when you put a thick layer of powder, you can just take your powder brush and that dark eyeshadow will sit on top of that powder and you just brush it all away. So you won't have dark spots under your eyes that you just worked so hard to brighten. So we're gonna leave that on and let it sit for a second. I'm gonna go and start doing my eyes now that I have this on my face. So I'm gonna use one of my favorite palettes from Tarte, and this is just a blending crease brush, something really, really soft and fluffy. Take a little bit of color that's 1 to 2 shades darker than your skin tone. I don't know if you can tell, I'm using this color right here. Tap it off, and then you are just gonna go windshield wiper motions right where your eye crease is. Again, we don't want to create any new lines, we just want to enhance the bone structure of our face. So you can think about this kind of like you think about a contour on your face. You just want to go across your natural eyebrow bone right there. And this is going to be called our transition shade. The point of the transition shade is to just have a little bit of color on your eyelid, so when you apply your crease color, it blends. So now that our transition shade is on, I am going to take just a, let's see, this is called a deluxe crease brush, and this is Real Techniques. I love this brand. I'm gonna take one of the third darkest shades. I love that this palette has 3 different color schemes going on, and they start lightest to darkest. So I'm actually doing my transition shade with the second shade. I'm gonna go in last with my light color, and I'll tell you why a little bit later. But we already did our second row, so now I'm gonna go in with the third row. Got a little on my crease brush, and start doing circular motions right at the edge, and then bring it over windshield wiper. If you wanna guarantee to have perfect eyeshadow, blend it 10 times more than you would originally blend it. Always tap off the excess, because you can start light, just like with your face makeup. Start light, and you can always add more, but it's really hard to take it away if you have too much. So, start light, always hold the edge of your brush, and that's gonna make it so if you hold right here, you're gonna have a very defined, very harsh line. We don't want that. So hold the edge, circular motions, back and forth. So if I was doing a daytime look, that would be about all I would do with my darker shades. But if I want to take it just a step further, I'm going to take a smaller brush and take that same exact color and have an invisible imaginary line from your nose to your eyebrow that touches the edge of your eye. And that is gonna be the line that we kind of want to pretend to follow. So, pull it up. See how it's starting here and going up towards my eyebrow? And then across just the outer corner of my crease. And then I'm gonna take a little bit more of that same color and just take it underneath my eye like this. And that is really going to pull the color together and make it look way more natural. So once I've done that, I'm gonna take my blending brush again and just do the circular motions here at the edge and drag it over. Circular motions, windshield wiper. Okay, so now that we have our darker shades, we have it in our crease, we have circular motions on the outer corner, and I put a little bit under my eye. Now I'm going to take an even lighter brush. Let's see, this is Real Techniques, a base shadow brush. It's just a really small brush. And I'm gonna take one of these lighter shades and start at the inner corner of your eye and very lightly drag it to about the very, very center of your eye, right about here. And then take that same brush without adding any more and just drag it into the inner corner of your eye. So we go from the inner corner, right above the lash line, to the center of your eye, and a little in the corner. And now whatever left over on this brush, you can put right here up under your brow bone. And that's gonna help act as a highlighter under your eyebrows. But the reason I like to use that lighter shade is because it looks more natural with your eyelid as opposed to using a highlighter, which could be a different tone. So I like it to just really all be one family of colors right there. So then one last time, I'm gonna take my blending brush and just go across my crease, which is where we put that darker color, the windshield wiper motions, just to do one last blend. So, eyeliner. I personally do not like a liquid liner. I think it's messy and there's a lot of room for error. And especially if you're a beginner, I don't suggest starting there. Do some practice first. Don't try it for the first time when you have a shoot coming up or you're about to go out and meet your friends. Try it out when you're just having a lazy day at home. And it's gonna take a few times, but you'll get it. One thing I like to do is just take a flat brush and dip it into these darker shades, which if you remember, we have not used the darker shades yet. So then I like to take this flat brush and just run it across my lash line, really gently. And then across my lower lash line. My trick is I take a little bit more and kind of pull your eye up and go under your lash line. Does that make sense? So then it doesn't look like you have a harsh line above your eyelashes. It just looks like you have really thick eyelashes. Because really that's what you are doing with eyeliner. You're trying to create the illusion that you have really thick, dark eyelashes and it's creating a natural line around your eyes. So I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Now while you still have that palette available, I'm gonna go in with another trick. This is a skin colored pencil. It's a cheap pencil. I got it at my local drugstore. I've had it forever. And it's not white, it's skin color. It's a beige. I would tell you the exact color, but everything is rubbed off. But this is just from Rimmel. And you are going to line your waterline, which is the area of skin above your eyelashes on the bottom row, with this color. This helps if you have any redness. It really helps brighten your eyes without looking like you're using a white liner. That was big a few years ago, not huge right now. But with this, it's not gonna look like you have anything. It's just gonna really conceal any redness you have. So then after we've done that, take this brush again, this flat brush, grab a little bit of that dark, just a tiny, tiny bit. And I'm gonna do my waterline, again, is the area of skin above your eyelashes. I'm gonna do my waterline about halfway and blend it with that beige tone right in the center of my eye. One more trick to look like you have really bright eyes without looking like you have eyeliner on. That's the thing, when people line their waterline, you can really just tell they have a lot of makeup on. If you wanna have a more natural look but get the same effect, we're just gonna line the waterline on the outer corner and then take a tiny, tiny bit and put a little bit on your waterline on the inner area of your lower lash line. Right about here. Just a little bitty area, and you probably can't tell now, but once I get my mascara on, you will not be able to tell that's there. It will just brighten my eyes just a little bit more because it is right next to that lighter color that we put on the inner corner. So that contrast of colors is really gonna help open your eyes and make you look wide awake, which for me, as a mother of 3, is necessary. Now that we have our eyes done, I'm gonna move on to eyebrows. Now I love just an eyebrow pencil. I personally don't like a dip brow because I have lighter eyebrows and I feel like that's a little too aggressive for me. So you're gonna brush them up. I like to start with the tail first and then just fill in the spots that you are missing your natural brow. So the point of this is not to draw on new eyebrows. It is just to lightly fill in the spots that are sparse. So you see, I'm gonna do my tail first because you want that to be your darkest area of your brow. Gently, with a light hand, just fill in the rest of your brow. One trick is to make sure that your eyebrows come to about the inner corner of your eye. Now I'm just using tiny strokes instead of really filling it in. because you want to make it look as natural as possible, like natural hair strokes. So once you have that on, take the little brush part and brush this forward area or this front area up, over, down. You're gonna work in groups of 3. So the first third goes up, second third goes over, last third goes down. So now that you have eyebrows done, let's go ahead and sweep off that excess powder under the eye. And we're gonna start to work on contour. So I love a contour. If you don't want a contour, you can just use a bronzer. Just make sure that you try to draw the letter 3. So you're gonna go hairline to cheekbone, cheekbone to jawline, and the letter 3. I am going to use a bit of a contour first because that's what I like to do. And I just wanna show you that one important thing is that when you use a contour, you wanna make sure to use a cool tone. Most bronzers are warm tone because it's supposed to look like the sun has warmed up your skin. A contour doesn't look like the sun has warmed up your skin. It's supposed to be the shadow under your cheekbones, your jaw. So any area that you want a shadow created, you're gonna take a cool tone. I'm just gonna use this light color and an angled brush like this. This is just a Sephora little angled brush, and start at your natural cheekbone, bring it down. Again, with contour, with eyes, with everything, I always start with the lightest color. This contour palette has 3 colors. The medium gives you the most right here, but I always start with the light and then build as needed. So I like to go under my jawline right here to make it look more defined. Again, we're creating a shadow. Go under my chin just a little bit. And then, I don't know if you can see with these big earrings on, but this area under your ear, you do want to make sure to get that area because that is going to make your jawbone look so much more defined. So I'm just bringing that color down to blend it. Blend, blend, blend. So I'm not gonna go any shade darker on my cheeks. One thing I am gonna do before I switch to a bronzer is take a small little fluffy brush. This is actually a concealer brush, but you can use a more defined straight brush like this. I like to just use a concealer brush. Take that light contour color and run it down your nose. Always make sure that your contour goes across your natural bone structure. So your contour may be a little bit different from mine, and that's okay. Everyone has a different face shape, a different bone structure. Play with it, do what's right for you. One thing I know you've probably seen people go down their nose. They go down their nose, they do the tip of their nose, sometimes they go down the side right here. One thing you cannot forget is to bring it up right in here. And that is gonna do wonders for making your face look more chiseled, more defined in a natural way. So again, blend, blend, blend. And this is why a lot of people assume that these stars have gotten a nose job. Some of them have, but a lot of them just are really good at contouring their nose. That helps bring it in. So before I go in with my highlighter, I am gonna go in with a bronzer. I love this one from the drugstore. I also love my Tarte bronzer. Very, very similar. We're gonna go in with just the drugstore bronzer right now. And I'm just gonna take an old powder brush because I want a big, fluffy brush. And this is the point where you want to do it where the sun would naturally bronze you. So hairline, I like to get a little bit more blended on my temple. I love to put bronzer on my temples. That is just gonna make your face look slim and beautiful. So then again, letter 3. So we already did this. And we're not gonna go right on our contour, you go right above your contour, because again, sun. This is fake bake right here. This is not a shadow, this is the warm tone of the warm sun. And then I just like to put a little bit, you know, down my neck. You can put a little right here, cheekbones, good to go. Now we're gonna go in with our highlighter. This palette has a beige highlighter, a yellow highlighter, and a shimmer highlighter. I'm gonna take a small brush. I love this one because it has a contour side and a highlight side. And you're gonna take that light beige. I like to mix it with the yellow. Some people just like yellow under their eyes. I like to mix it and just dab down and up and across. So try down, cross, over. So then we're gonna take our beige shade and just dip the very tip in that beige shade. And you're gonna go straight down your nose very gently. And then dab, dab, dab on your forehead to blend that in. I'm going very, very gently, and that's gonna help define that nose even more. And then this is where if you want even more defined cheekbones, you're gonna take this light color and dab it under there. So now you're gonna take the shimmer color of your highlight, and that you're gonna put just right here, a little above your brow bone, on your cupid's bow, a little bit on your nose. This is just the area that the sun would naturally be hitting you again. And instead of bronzing your skin over time, this is going to be just the shimmery, I'm out in the sun and I'm glowing look that you're going for. So again, take that small brush, dab it in ever so gently, and put it right at the very top. How this went right under your cheekbone, this is gonna go at the very top of your cheekbone. And then I like to do a little bit above my brow bone, a little bit on the tip of your nose, and on your cupid's bow, which is right where your lips dip down. So I like to do a two-step process for this. You'll find I like to enhance what I have. So I already have larger lips, love to enhance them. Even if you have smaller lips and want them to look larger, I'm your girl. So you're gonna take your pinky finger, after we did just the whole area, now I'm gonna take my pinky finger and dab right above that V of your lips. Because I don't want it to look too concentrated without blending it out. So that first motion is gonna blend it out. This is gonna concentrate the color. Now go ahead and take your pinky and put a little bit on the corners of your eyes as well. Now that we are wide awake and our lips are starting to enhance, let's keep focusing on the lips. So we did the highlighter right here. Now I'm gonna go back with that same brush that I did my nose, that contour brush. I'm gonna take this medium color, just dab, dab, and I pull your lips in and just do this tiny little area right under your lip. So again, the point of a contour is to create shadows. And so the bigger your lips are, the more shadow you have under your lips. So why not create a fake shadow and make them look even bigger? So after we have done that, we are gonna go and line our lips. I love to line my lips. Here's a little tip though. If you like to overline your lips, I know the whole Kylie Jenner generation, we like to overline, she overlines her lips and we all kind of jumped on that bandwagon. My tip for overlining your lips, only overline the center area. So the top, and the bottom. Do not overline the outer areas of your lips, up here or down here, because that's just gonna look very fake. So take your liner. This is my favorite liner from MAC. I have a few different ones. This one is Soar. And then once you do, wherever you want it, right there on the center area of your upper lip, and then just go down your natural lip line. Again, I like to start in the middle. See how I just overline that a tiny bit? Oh, then up the sides, you don't want to overline it. And then I like to take that same color and just fill in my lips. This is gonna ensure that you don't have that 1980s harsh lip line. It's also gonna help your lipstick stay on all day. So I get a lot of questions about my lip color. Probably my number one most asked question about my makeup is in regards to my lip color. Most of the time, 90% of the time, I am using Soar lip liner, line, fill all the way in, and then my favorite pink lipstick. This is Peach Blossom from MAC. I don't use a lot of MAC. They have great eyeshadows, great powder. They actually have great makeup, if we're being totally honest. But I love their lip color. So what I like to do last on my face is my blush. I'm gonna be using this blush from Estee Lauder that is a shimmery coral. It's not super pink, and just dab a little bit. And at this rate, we wanna go, or for this product, we do wanna go very light. Because again, you can always build, you cannot take away. So wherever, when you smile, wherever your cheeks would naturally flush, and then bring that color up to blend. If you want a harsher highlight, you can go back in and highlight one more time. Again, blending is key and building is key. You want to build the color so it does have a more natural look to it. So now that we have our lip liner on but no lipstick, we have our eyeshadow and liner but no mascara, and our face is totally done, I'm going to take my setting spray. This is All Nighter from Urban Decay. Holy grail must have. So set that makeup. You don't want to do all this work and have it fall off your face. So I like to set before mascara and before lip gloss or lipstick because I don't want those more wet products to bleed on my face. So put that on your face, let it dry. And this is the step where you can decide if you want to put on fake lashes or mascara. I'll do a whole nother video about lashes. Today I'm just gonna do a few different mascaras and blend them together for a little bit more dramatic look. So after I set my makeup and my face is dry, take your eyelash curler. Now my first step is to use a primer. I love this primer from Walmart, Walgreens, wherever. I don't use the mascara, I just use the primer. So then you're gonna let it dry for about 30 seconds. You don't want it to be totally dry, but you do want it to start getting tacky because if you immediately go in with your mascara, you're just gonna use the wand to wipe it off. So then once that primer has dried just a tiny bit, I'm gonna go in with their Real from Benefit. So I like to do this one first because it really does help to separate my lashes. Then I'm gonna go in with that same mascara, and I love it has a little, like the tip has some pretty aggressive bristles. So it's really great to get the tiny areas on your lower lashes. So you can be totally done with lashes at this point. If you do want a more dramatic look, you can go in with a volumizing mascara on top of that. And again, you wanna let it get tacky, not totally dry, but definitely let it dry for about 30 seconds to a minute. So I'm gonna take my volumizing mascara and make sure to get down at the base and wiggle it up. Now that mascara is done, everything is done except for lips. So you're gonna use this Elizabeth Arden Pink Bloom. I like this because, let's see, let me show you. This is the Peach Blossom that I love. It's definitely lighter. I don't know if you can tell on the camera. Peach Blossom is a lighter color and it's a warm peachy pink. Perfect for summer and perfect for a pink lip. This is a little bit darker. If you are gonna get your pictures taken or you're gonna be on camera, you wanna go a tiny bit darker on your lips, really your whole face, because how the camera takes, or they say the camera adds 10 pounds. Well, it kind of takes away 10% of your makeup. So always go a little bit heavier on your lashes, on your liner, on your contour, on your blush. If you were a dancer growing up, you know stage makeup, honey. You know. We're not going full stage makeup here, but you do want to avoid that super light color unless your look is a heavy, heavy smoky eye and a light lip. If you're going more for the natural face, you want to avoid a light lip and go about 1 shade darker than your natural lip, which is like this Elizabeth Arden Pink Bloom is my favorite on-camera lip. So anytime you see me in my YouTube videos or professional pictures, I'm usually wearing this color. See how you can hardly tell? It hardly changed the color. It just evened out the tone, gave it a little bit of shine. And now I'm gonna take a gloss and just gloss the center of my lip. That's gonna help create that more pouty look that we were going for. And just the center. And here's a tip too. If you did overline your lips, this is crucial. If you overlined your lips, I'm gonna make sure to take a gloss and follow along that line that you overlined. A lot of times I see girls who overlined with lip liner, but then they only glossed their natural lip. So you can, immediately when you see them, you can tell they overlined. If you put gloss up to the line, fill in that line that you overlined on that top, you're not gonna be able to tell. But you do wanna make sure to fill in with your gloss where you overlined, which was just the center portion of your lips. The top, the bottom. So now we're done. That is gonna be our photo shoot look for the day. I hope if you are new to makeup that I kind of talked you through why I do things. If this is the kind of video you like, if you wanna see more makeup tutorials or a video on contouring or more about eyeliner, eyebrows, overlining your lips, whatever it is, make sure to comment down below and give this video a thumbs up so I know that you like it and I can work on some more videos for you. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification button so you can be the first to know every time I post a new video. So thank you so much for following along. See you next time.